Imagine never feeling drained again after talking to certain people. Yes, because some people suck you dry, empty you out, and irritate you. Imagine recognizing who steals your energy, locking down your mind, and protecting your soul. Sounds hard, it's not. It's the first step toward true inner freedom. It's the first step toward a fully happy life. How many times have you walked away from a conversation with a feeling of unease you couldn't explain, as if something had been ripped out from inside you? Most people think it's just bad luck or incompatibility, but Jung discovered a far more disturbing truth. You're not talking to a person, you're fighting a toxic archetype. They're much worse than what you might call them. Assholes, useless, walking jokes. No, they're psychic viruses feeding on your light. There are 6 figures you must stay away from if you want to live a happy life. The first deadly figure Jung described is what we'd call today the emotional vampire. A bottomless pit, a soul that feeds on yours, disguised as an eternal victim. They don't want to heal, they want a human container to suck dry. You'll know them because they always show up with endless drama, never-ending problems, and inevitably as the sacrificial victim in every toxic story. And of course, in their stories, it's always someone else's fault. When you offer compassion to an emotional vampire, you're simply signing a deal with the devil. You empty yourself while they recharge. Jung called this psychic cannibalism. Ancient tribes knew them as soul eaters. These people have replaced their identity with pain, becoming addicted to it, and you become their emotional dealer. The more you try to save them, the more you drown with them. You can't heal an addict by giving them another hit. The real defense isn't being tough, it's being aware. You need to build mental boundaries like stone walls. Show empathy, but don't offer yourself as a source. Jung said it clearly. Misguided charity is just another form of violence. Protect your energy as if it were gold. The second figure to avoid, just as you would a career politician, is the archetype of the tyrant disguised as a savior. This isn't about simple ego, it's divine delusion. Jung called it pathological ego inflation. They don't want to be loved or feared, they want to be worshipped. They study you, seduce you, read your soul just to bask in your light. At first, they make you feel unique, special. They say all the right words, heal your wounds just to chain you to them. You're not a person to them. You're a trophy, an extension of their enormous ego. Like Roman emperors, they believe they're divine, but nowadays they wear no crowns. They hide behind smiles and sweet words, and you become their golden mirror. Then the hell begins. After idealizing you, they fuse your identity into theirs. You lose yourself, and the moment you show a human side, they discard you. They throw all their shadows onto you. The failures, the unhealed wounds. At first, they flood you with love like the sun after winter. But every gift has a hidden cost, and that cost is you. The moment you stop reflecting their imaginary perfection, they become your harshest judge. Behind that mask of greatness, Jung identified a fierce existential void, the paralyzing fear of being worthless. They've inflated their ego like balloons ready to burst at the slightest contact with reality. The only defense: stay anchored to your inner center. Your roots must run deeper than their need for validation. Then there's another kind of poison, the passive-aggressive saboteur. Jung linked this to an even more devious shadow, growing in the basement of the soul. Here, the war is silent, but deadly. Every attack comes disguised as care. Every stab is hidden beneath smiles and kind words. They don't hit directly, but sow doubt and chaos until you can't tell what's real anymore. They agree to help you, and then, like clockwork, something goes wrong. They apologize gracefully, tell you about disasters with a trembling voice, and you feel like an asshole just for doubting them. But beneath it all is a flawless system, an endless cycle of promises, failures, and impeccable excuses. Each mistake is forgivable, but together they form a trap that literally drives you insane. Your reality starts crumbling under the weight of their instability, and you end up doubting yourself. The paradox is this: they're not faking it, they really do suffer. But their pain becomes an emotional prison for you as well. The only way out is to stay firm. Compassion, yes, but with granite boundaries. Like a doctor who treats without being overwhelmed by the patient's pain. Otherwise, you'll lose your mental health too. Then there's the most insidious archetype, the eternal rival. Jung defined it as the shadow of the false hero. This person lives life as if it were a perpetual war, and your success automatically becomes their defeat. They've turned competition into a toxic obsession. Every step forward you take is an offense to them. Jung observed this dynamic between siblings fighting over inheritance. Their self-worth is tied to the idea of being superior to others. It's not a choice, it's a deep wound. This rival pretends to be supportive, inspiring, but their only goal is to destroy you. They don't improve themselves, they want to eliminate you. From career to love to inner growth, everything becomes a battle for dominance. They don't compete to grow, they want to see you fall. They're psychological gladiators, willing to do anything to prove they're better. How do you spot them? When you share a victory, look closely. If that person darkens, downplays it, or invents a bigger win, they're a competitive vampire. Jung called it zero-sum game. For their value to rise, yours must drop. Every joy you experience awakens the shadow that consumes them. You try to collaborate, they challenge you. You bring light, they respond with crises or obstacles that shift the attention back to them. And the problem isn't just personal. Their toxicity spreads everywhere. In families, at work, among friends. A poisonous atmosphere emerges where mutual help disappears and paranoia reigns. Your only salvation is not playing their game. Hold on to your inner worth like a Zen master who won't be dragged into the mud. Then there's embodied chaos, the destroyer disguised as a free spirit. They live to stir things up. They can't stand peace. They don't respect rules because they don't recognize them. Their disorder is their oxygen. Today they adore you. Tomorrow they stab you. Every stable situation gets sabotaged. Every harmony gets corrupted. And you, if you stay too close, start to wobble too. They have wild stories, extreme lives, they seem magnetic. But inside there's a void that pushes them to create constant motion because stillness terrifies them. Being too exposed to them leads you straight into confusion, the only defense. Build order, structure, and stability within yourself. Don't get infected. Resist the chaos with mental strength and a clear spirit. And finally, there's the most deceitful of all, the false sage. The one who speaks of universal love but only wants control. Jung called it spiritual inflation. They use your desire to grow as bait. They seduce you with lofty speeches, but they bind you to them. They want you to believe that only through them can you truly awaken. They talk of light, but divide. They preach freedom, but demand obedience. If you follow them, you're enlightened. If you doubt, you're lost. They make you lose trust in your own intuition, always seeking someone to follow. Jung said true enlightenment is born from a direct connection to the sacred, without human intermediaries claiming to be essential. Once you learn to recognize these 6 toxic archetypes, something changes forever. You're no longer a puppet, but a free being. You stop wasting energy on drama. You stop seeking approval from those who only want to drain you. It's not distance, it's intelligence. Time, along with health, are the only truly essential resources. And only when you learn to say no to poison does your yes to authenticity gain real power. Now tell me, how many people do you have the misfortune of knowing who drain you like these 6 toxic archetypes? How many do you know that you should avoid? Will you start now or keep smiling while they steal your precious time? See you in the comments. The video you see overlaid is perfect to continue your journey of growth and discovery, because always remember, the truth will set you free.